Well, Skylar has already become our hardest worker. That's a hard thing to say when you say he's our hardest worker instead of one of our hardest workers. But when you judge him over a period of a couple of months and in the summertime, I don't know that anybody's working harder than Skylar McBee. You'd expect that from him. And he's an outstanding shooter that has been able to make shots in some practice situations. Obviously, the incredible effort that he's having to put forth just to keep his man in front of him and in the areas of defense and the physicality of the college game, you know, that takes its toll on him. And then is he able to also work as hard offensively to get himself open and actually make those shots? Skylar McBee belongs here. There was a lot of discussion about whether or not he was a high mid-major, low high major prospect when he came to the University of Tennessee at this level. And yeah, he may have been there coming out of high school, but because of the intangibles and the work ethic and his tremendous dimension offensively, I think he'll get there, and I'm very pleased with him. He's competing with Scotty Hobson right now at the 2 position. And then Kenny Hall, we really recruited Kenny to be a 4-man and had a lot of the classic SEC 4-man abilities and specifically some abilities for what I like to do because I think he's going to be a good face-up 4-man. Right now he's a little more comfortable with his back to the basket. But, you know, Kenny Hall came here when we committed him a year and a half ago. He was 6'7", about 175 pounds. He's now 6'9", 210, and he has worked really, really hard on his body. He's got a toughness about him, which you can't teach. He's got an edge about him. He is not afraid. And he's already, he is probably shown me that right now he's our best offensive rebounder, the way he runs to the boards. And he's got a pretty good feel for, for defensive. We've got to work on some offensive skill things. Having lost Emmanuel to the season, Kenny Hall's emergence will be, sooner than anybody would have expected. And I think he's got the maturity. And fortunately, he's got guys like Tyler and Wayne and Brian that are and Stephen Pearl that are bringing him along and helping Kenny catch up. But he looks like an SEC player. I'm very, very pleased with him and his attitude. And might have to play a little bit more, have to play some 5 this year, given the loss of Emmanuel Negative.